Hello, welcome back to Beholdle, everyone's favourite D&D monster guessing game. With me, Sharon, the best guy. We're going to do some Beholdle. I know it's later than usual. I'm in the middle of cooking. It's been a long day. Shit got weird. But we're gonna try and solve some Beholdle. I believe I've glanced at Discord, and I believe Orange managed to successfully guess the monster today. So congratulations. That does imply it's very doable. So pressure's on, I guess, to not screw this up. We're going to begin, as always, with an elemental of the water variety of the huge persuasion. And then we're going to sit in silence and think about what we've done. No, we're going to use this to inform our choices of where to guess next, because Beholdle is a game of deduction. And we are going to try and deduce what we're dealing with. Now, interestingly, much like the last couple of days, we're dealing with something smaller than huge but higher than CR8, which, as always, is a lean towards humanoid. It's not necessarily humanoid, but it's a lean towards. What do we know for certain? We're not elemental. We're not extraplanar, at least not in the the sense that I've discussed before. Lawful neutral or chaotic neutral? That is interesting. That again does lean humanoid heavy. Like, I feel like our next guest wants to be a humanoid. I feel like that's going to give us some good information. Home plane is not elemental. Most likely the material, but it doesn't have to be. Environment is any, which again does lean towards humanoid, because if this was a magical beast, it would almost certainly have an environment. And in terms of small in size, high in CR, neutral on the good to evil axis, we've got to be dealing humanoid. We've got to be. I mean, there's also there's slim outsiders in other areas. Like, we need to rule out humanoid first, I think. Once we know whether we're dealing with the humanoid or not, then we can start to look at edge cases and outliers. Book is not the MM1. It's pretty good. That gives us a lot of info. So what humanoid do we want to hit who is higher than CR7? That's the interesting thing. Now, we could just go in on any named humanoid, realistically. But do we want to target a specific race? I guess we want to avoid a subtype first. And then if it is humanoid with subtype, we can dip into things like psionic, aquatic, goblinoid. So something with no subtype to start. Do we want to start with the dwarf? I find dwarves are often good, though. Which of the classic races are more likely to lean neutral? Gnomes? Halflings? Human, realistically. The neutral aspect is curious. So another thing I'm thinking of is there's always a chance it's a templated humanoid. The neutral environment. There's also a chance it is some sort of druid, like a Raptoran. Holy crap, we hit the right book. Lower than CR 11. So 9 or 10. Oh my god, we are definitely in NPC territory. Okay. It's a small humanoid from Races of the Wild. So it's halfling. Right? What's in Races of the Wild? Half-elf, human, Raptoran, halfling, half-orc. It's got to be a halfling, right? I'm thinking that which of these are from Races of the Wild? The Look Stealer, I'm almost certain is. The Dark Runner, I think, might be Tome of Magic. Draconic Halfling Expert. Can't even remember where that's from, but I don't think it's Races of the Wild. Halfling Child of the Night. I think that might also be Tome of Magic. The Whisper Knife could be Races of the Wild or Tome of Magic, not sure. The Wishbone Binder is definitely Tome of Magic. The Halfling Burglar Merchant Storyteller, they are also from Races of the Wild. And our CR is 9 or 10. I'm almost tempted to lean away from the named ones because I expect those to be higher because they have to take levels in prestige classes. So I'm actually thinking maybe Storyteller or Merchant. I remember these being unusually high for what they are. They sound like they'd be like CR 1 or 2, but they're not. They were actually started up higher. It wasn't the Storyteller. It might be the Merchant. No. Oh, God. Okay. Maybe it is one of the named ones then. I feel like we're dipping into the right area here, so maybe it is the Look Stealer. We should have gone for the Look Stealer straight away. Bam! Wow! It just goes to show that even when it's an NPC, you can still get there. That was 5 guesses, and if I'd have just gone with my gut, I could have got that on guess 3. I should have just gone for that straight away. Man, oh, I'm so pleased with that. It's actually pretty good when you get one that's in one of the Races books. The Races books are quite easy to work with. One of the beautiful things about 3.5 in general over 5e is that the contents of the books make sense. So once you know you're in Races of the Wild, and we know it's a small humanoid, it can only be a halfling, you know? And it's the best source of halfling stuff, and the Look Stealer is a classic halfling prestige class as well. Which again, you can pin directly to that book because it's a racial prestige class, right? It's aimed at halflings, so you know it's going to be in there. Wow, that was great! I can't believe we got that one. I'm so happy. There you go. Kolya Vashkareth, Halfling Look Stealer, Race of the Wild. Well, that was great. That was a bit quicker than I expected, but sometimes it's surprisingly easy, you know. And notably, did update my streak, so the streak code is working. Thank God for that. It's nice to see that something works. Right, on that note, I'm going to peel off again instantly, because as I say, I'm in the middle of cooking. I'm going to be back in about an hour, and I'm going to play Tomb Raider 1. I'm going to have a look at this challenge mode update that everyone's been talking about. I've been warned to back up my saves. I've seen a lot of people complaining about saves getting deleted, so I've backed up my saves to a separate folder, and then I think I'll probably take a look at it and see what's going on. If you want more Beholdle, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll say around 3 o'clock, but again, it could be later. Sometimes life happens. And we should be back with Slaster tomorrow at 6 p.m. with the boys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for lurking. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.